Hey, so we've just come out of EA's E3 press conference, and it was another good show. It was all about the games, all for the players, and for me, it started with Star Wars. And Star Wars and DICE, it's just got, for me, success written all over it, and I know they only tease a very small amount, but I can't wait.
I think it was looking at all of the LucasArts, sort of Lucas Ranch kind of archives that they were going through, looking at all of the old stuff and the kind of emotion. You can tell those guys really, really care about the game.
And they even went back to kind of like the planets where they filmed the original, so you saw them kind of trying to reenact things from the movies, which I thought was hilarious. But brilliant.
Visions of like DICE sort of software coders like trudging through Tunisian deserts and sort of a Tatooine-ish kind of style and all of that kind of stuff as well.
So that kicked it off, and then for you, what kind of stood out for you?
I think a lot of the sort of kind of quite core games, stuff that we'd seen last E3 but saw a bit more of, so a bit of the tech development behind Mirror's Edge was looking awesome. Dragon Age Inquisition, don't forget that as well, of course. We saw a high dragon fight in terms of having to take out different limbs and different parts of the creature before you could come in, so that's looking really, really sharp, graphically beautiful, and got introduced to a few characters as well. Such a core part of that BioWare storytelling experience, so looking really good for RPG fans later this year.
And they teased something as well, a little bit of Mass Effect. It's just teaser, but I think it's great. That press conference for me, they teased so much. It was kind of like really early stage stuff, like Criterion. There's this whole kind of, for me, it was like an X Games feel of ATV, first person, driving, flying, wingsuits, helicopters.
Yeah, just
real mix.
All the course, like for me, it was like GoPro. All of the stuff you see in terms of GoPro videos and sort of everyone getting out there and doing extreme sports. Jeb Corliss, the wingsuit kind of stuff you see on YouTube. So it's going to be it's a challenge, but it'll be really interesting to see how they bring that all together into sort of a game. You could almost see it being like, I don't know, Tony Hawk's, of course, they've got the heritage with SSX, so there's sort of tricking, they've got the driving games and all that kind of stuff. So with Criterion at the wheel should be really interesting.
So then there was Madden, FIFA, NHL, and the return of PGA Tour. No Tiger Woods now.
Interesting.
Just PGA Tour, and I've got to say, playing on the fantasy courses again, I know that was a huge thing for early PGA games, but seeing Ian Poulter take a shot across a battleship that's just crashed from a battlefield level, I thought it was just genius. Again, it's just they're kind of tying in all these different links.
I think it'll be loads of fun, and like in terms of Tiger Woods and then PGA, it's such a franchise that's had so much history with EA and a really, really sharp golfing game that, even if you don't like golf, it's really, really fun to play. You've got that arcadey side of it, so introducing like weird and wonderful EA worlds actually could work really well.
I think it could as well. It looked awesome again, so it's probably going to be very similar to the other PGA, like the other golf games they've done, but hey, it's next gen as well, so it's got to be a little bit more special.
Absolutely, and it was quite interesting seeing some of the wisecracks coming through from Twitter, Battlefield : Golf and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Call of Duty dog trying to chew into that deer and all kinds of stuff as well.
So then one for you, Sims?
Yeah, you know what, actually, I think that you can never sort of ignore The Sims. I think it's not a core gamers title, you have to remember that, but the amount of detail and time and love that has been put into that game by Maxis and some of the EA studios over in Redwood Shores over the past 10, 12 years now. Such a game that keeps selling, loads of people love and gives so many people different ways to play with life. So looking really, really sharp, all of the emotion systems in there as well. Character creation, house creation, obviously such a big thing for people who like that kind of creative element in the game. Looking really, really sort of sharp as well. So.
And you can then put those all in your own game as well, just like
absolutely.
a click of a button, so that was quite a nice touch. And then they finished it off with Battlefield Hardline. For me, again, I was a little bit sceptical on when I first heard about this when they announced it, but after seeing what I've just seen, 32-player cops versus robbers basically, but just around this whole extreme area of like a downtown city, and it's just the options that are open to you. It looked flipping amazing.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and you could just sit there and you got lost in this world of cops and robbers, but then you saw the different Battlefield elements getting picked out. So how they showed it, of course, with a demo like that, and in previous jobs I've had to try and do demos, you do have to have some practice. There does have to be a bit of a story that you follow. So don't have a go at anything that you see at E3 for being too scripted.
Yeah.
But it was really the fact you could see like the helicopters coming around, that Battlefield element, people pinging away with helicopters, the bikes coming in, all of the cars driving in the car chase, and then it really takes it back to sort of that Battlefield PC history. There are so many sort of PC mods for various different kind of games that give you that kind of fun, and it just looked fun. And that sounds like a cop out to say, but it's the kind of thing you can see yourself getting just thrown into and having a really good time.
No, definitely. And I think there'll still be a good strong campaign to it as well. You'll probably get your standard 8-10 hour campaign, and then overall that at the end when they said, obviously, we've got it here to play, which is genius, and then obviously they opened the curtains. Yeah, I mean, it was a bit cheesy, but also brilliant at the same time, because everyone just went crazy, because it hadn't quite finished, and everyone was already up out of their seats and running to the pods to start playing.
And a nice touch was that them finishing the actual demo on the top of that building where the helicopter was going to take off, and then pulling back to show, we've actually got this on the top of a skyscraper.
I know, so one of the skyscrapers around downtown has got 32 people, and I've got to say, one of the guys next looked absolutely sunburnt to hell. I mean, that's what it is. But the interesting thing, beta live right now.
Absolutely.
On PS4.
So was it battlefield.com/hardline or /beta? You can go to sign up if you want to go
get the PC. And then also if you've got it on PS4, you can literally just go to your Battlefield 4 logo on the main dash, and then obviously underneath that in the news read, it will actually have an option there to actually download it as well. But it's obviously quite limited, they said. So if you've got it and you're at home and you're on Battlefield 4 now, start downloading it now, and obviously then let us know what you think, because we're here. We can't get on that at the moment, but hopefully we will by the time we get back on later on in the week.
We've been fighting to have Wi-Fi or have any signal to try and tweet out and get some stuff to you, so we'll try and get this video up as soon as we can, but hopefully you're already signed up for Battlefield Hardline. Looking really fun.
Definitely. So that was EA. We are now off to Ubisoft. 2 down, 2 to go. It's been good so far, so we better crack on. Hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll speak to you after Ubisoft.
Catch you soon.
Bye.